back to Gvidon Tabletop Football. We've got a little bit of work to do. Now, I've been hinting recently about a bit of a change round, and the change round involves these stands. So, basically, moving that away from there, let's put it down there. The thatcher stand is going there, and while I do that, I may as well have a bit of a tidy up as well, because picture's got a bit grubby. Now, I have previously, to switch in the camera on, unplugged the lights. What's that stuck on? Oh, you got to be careful here, because I don't know what I've done in the past. And I was just stuck down on that. Now, you may be thinking, hang on a minute, what are you doing all this for? What's all this about? It's very simple, really. Where I put the camera, when I do Gvidon League games, oh, look at that, what a mess. I'm going to have to hoover all that up. Where I put the camera, you don't get to see the thatch then. And also, because I'm sort of more over the ends, I find that I'm reaching over the top of that, and I think it'd be more useful if I have the ends and one side free, and then all the sort of tool stands are together on that end, because you can still get sort of down here from this side if there's nothing in the way, basically. Anyway, that's the thought process. And what it means is we're going to have to jiggle things around a bit. So let's move that off there. You know what? I'm going to tidy up the pitch and sort of clean that off as well. This also means is that I can take one of the, because I've only got two, I only ever made or reconditioned two of the floodlights, and it means rather than having one kind of in the way and you don't really see it, I can put the other one here, and it gives more of a stadium vibe, if you see what I mean. So that's what we'll do as well. There's a problem with them anyway, so for some reason they're not charging up. I don't know why that is. So that's something else we've got to investigate. But I might as well have them where they look pretty effectively. Right, what's going on here? There's a deer. Deer's fell off, so he's got to get re-glued back into the stand. Also got whacked with a football at some point. Right, the advertising hoardings. I need to get them out the way a little bit, because I'm going to waft the pitch off. Right, let's move them down here. Let's move these out the way for now. And there's a couple of little bits and bobs that can come off. Oh, you can really see the filth on it now. This is a little light box, which was donated to the channel by one Nathan Can. Thank you, Nathan. Okay, so the pitch I've actually folded up, shook it off. Notice there's a couple of sort of stains on there where it's gotten damp and it's like moulded through. So what I'm going to do is take that away and run it through a washing machine. I've never done that before, so I don't know whether that's going to work or not. I'll put it on a really cool wash and hopefully it should be okay. But that does mean that we're not going to see that pitch for a while, because obviously it will have to dry out. And I don't want to sort of subject it to any high temperatures. So if I get time to do match 22 of Gvidon League, it may have to be on the muddy pitch, because that's the only other pitch I got. This, I don't use this for a plain surface. If you haven't been around since the start of Gvidon, might as well give you a quick rundown of what this is. So, if you've, like I said in that last little clip, if you haven't watched, if you're newer to Gasputio, you haven't watched it from the start, basically the reason this pitch is down in this nylon pitch is because originally I had one of these and I glued it down. And then I found it ran too hard because basically the glue seeped through it and it just turned it into a plastic sheet effectively. So I was very unhappy with that. So I ripped it off and then I was going to sort of start again. And what I found was that it left on the MDF underneath a bit of a sort of flocked surface where I'd ripped this thing off. And when I put another pitch on it, it gripped it, but didn't stick to it because the glue had already gone off. And so I've always had a nylon pitch, this nylon pitch, unglued, but on top of that old gluey flock surface. And then, you know, over the years, it's gone really, really smooth. And I find that if you put a pitch on top of that, it's a really nice playing surface. So that's what I've done with that. Now, anyway, I've never actually played directly on this. I think it would be too hard basically, so really fast running. But putting a pitch on top of that works well. Right, I'm gonna have to do a bit of vacuuming. Now I'll probably have to move this again when I get a pitch down. I just want to get it into place. Get the security fence in there. Won't put the hoardings back quite yet. That means we've got just the right amount of room there to fit the old Sammy Igo stand. So that all fits. I think originally I did build a, because if you don't know, there's an extra bit of wood on that, which means I can bring the stand back. I think I did actually, did I build it for this one? I can't remember, it's been so long. But I probably built the two stands the same width anyway. So, now I probably need a bit of vacuum in there, excuse the noise. Try and pick up most of the bits of debris. With the flag out of the way. And then, of course, what we need to put back is now the blue and white terrace here, which is much lower and much further back, which obviously gives you a much better sort of reach in when you're playing actual Subbuteo. And the other advantage of doing this, so I've got the riverside end is quite low, and this will be quite low, is that when I do actually, on the rare occasions I do have two-player games, it's a lot easier to play a two-player game basically. I mean, in theory, what I could do is move that forward, but I've got a ridge here. We'll see how we get on. Or what I could do with is maybe shifting the pitch down here. So cutting some of the, what we call it out, and move the whole pitch down. I don't know, see how we get on. Been a long time since we've seen this one. I think I did take it to the Centre Parks video that I did. It's not quite as, the outer perimeter of it isn't quite as big as the Rovers blue and white Gasputio pitch I've got, which does give us a bit more space. What you find with where I've put this in, you can feel where there's a dip, where there's a cut in this roofing felt. So you can sort of line the pitch up to that. Pull it a bit this way. And then it's a matter of smoothing it out. And the good thing about, in case you haven't watched the older videos again, the good thing about using the roofing felt, apart from the fact it looks like tarmac, so that's quite good, It does grip the pitches slightly, so it keeps them, I'm not saying they stick to it, but it certainly keeps a sort of little bit of a grip on the edge there. It stops them sliding about so much. Right, so that's that there. Oh, what forgot on the floor? Referee about to get stood on. Moment of truth. Ready? There we go. Now, this is another advantage of having the two lighted stands there, in that they cast light onto the pitch rather than having one corner that's lit up. They're lighting across. Admittedly, yes, I could do with some lighting on this side as well, but it gives a bit more of a even sort of lighting solution, if you like. I think I do need to shift this pitch up a bit, so I'm going to slide it that way. There's that I was talking about. There's a little dip where the roofing felt is. That's there. But effectively, I could have. Let's move it across a bit. I could have the line, the goal line, right up to the edge of that. So there we go. That's a bit better. Spread that out. Again, when we get the other pitch back nice and clean, that's slightly bigger, so it won't be as much of a stretch, but that does seem a bit neater. So, starting to get somewhere. I know it does make that end much darker now, but I can resolve that when I've got plans to put some lights in at some point, like proper lights, just to brighten it up. And also, when I'm filming Gasperio League matches, that end you don't see so much. You see a little bit of it, but not so much of it. But it is going to make it, I mean, straight away, it just feels like there's a lot more space for playing actual Subbuteo games. Because like I said before, I can reach down there if I need to get down that edge. I think before, unless I really run out of time, I think before I do any more Gasperio League matches, I'll put the normal pitch back on, and then we'll see how it is with that. But there you go. Bit of a change round. Bit of a boring video perhaps. They're all boring, Jem. I don't know about all the stands over there. They seem a little bit higgledy-piggledy, what with the Samiago stand being a different height to the Thatcher stand. But I do want to change this a little bit, so I want to give it a bit of an upgrade. I've been thinking about that for some time. So basically I want to, it's a little bit of an OCD thing this, but the real Thatcher stand in Rovers has 6 advertising boards saying Thatcher's on. And what that means is, because there's an even number, the middle one, there's a Thatcher's apple with the clock on it. It's right in the middle, so you know it's like in between 2. So although I don't think I can fit 6 on there, I might be able to fit 6 on there if I cut them shorter. Basically, I want to sort it out so it's even, and then what I can do is get a little clock and put it in there. I know now that it's not on the edge of the pitch, so it's not like, you know, it's not like the Memorial Stadium, but it will just give a bit of a, I don't know, just fancy doing it because it bugs me that there's 5 sections on there and only 3 of them are Thatchers and blah de blah. All right. Anyway, let me know what you think, because obviously the idea is that that's better for you viewing if you're watching from there, which does seem to be the best place for Gasperio League matches. When I do 2-player matches, I'll be able to put them on. I've still got the stand that's drilled into the ceiling, so I can put that on there. We'll just have to see how it goes for now, but at least you get to see the floodlights and both the stands, and then it gives us an opportunity as well to think what I want to do with that blue and white stand there. Do I want to refurbish that, or do we want something completely new there that's, you know, similar sort of height? Is it time to start thinking about getting plastic printed stands? Should we rebuild an entirely new stand? I don't know, we'll have to see how we get on. But what I want it to be is basically playable. Anyway, that's that for now. Match 22 of Gasperio League coming up, and we'll see how this setup works with that. Until next time. Out the gas.